Hello, friends, and thanks for tuning into Taste Radio, the #1 podcast for anyone building a business in food or beverage. I'm Ray Latif, the editor and producer of Taste Radio, and I'm with my co-hosts for this episode, John Craven, Jacqui Brugliera, and Mike Schneider, who always gets a kick out of my intros.
It's just so much energy.
Some days you have more energy than others, and this is like a 9 out of 10
Yeah.
today.
9 out of 10.
Yeah. Usually you bring a 7.5 or an 8.
Oh, okay.
When you say, Jacqui?
Yeah, no, I was feeling the energy on that one. I was giggling too.
I just enjoyed it. That's all.
We're about to get on a boat. Well, the folks here in the Newton office, we're about to get on a boat later this afternoon for our annual team outing.
Yeah.
Thanks, John.
We're getting on a boat in San Diego next week, too.
Next week.
Yeah, I'm going to both.
Well, okay, I guess that makes sense.
Will there be auto-tuning on either?
Yeah, you're also going to be on stage
so.
being interviewed next week in San Diego.
I don't think there's an actual stage.
No?
No. I was told it's just a tent or something.
Yeah, it's an outdoor space at Novo Brazil Brewing in Mission Valley in San Diego.
Yeah, if you're in San Diego, come join us in Naturally San Diego. I don't know where the sign-up link is, but you can probably find it
Let's
somewhere.
clarify all this.
Are you going to be in the Encinitas tab, or what is it?
No, Jacqui, you are a part organizer of all this. What's going on
I can
here?
give the deets.
Okay, yes.
I think it's a little
we need
confusing.
a date. We need a location.
I'm going to write this down, too, so I don't miss it.
Okay, so this is for Craven. So next Wednesday,
Everyone
be
else
there.
stop listening.
Next Wednesday, which is the 17th of July.
July 17th, we will be at Novo Brazil Brewing in Mission Valley in San Diego, and we will be there from 5 to 7:30 p.m. There is registration, which is required, but you just have to go to BevNET.com/calendar, and there is a link there. There will be sampling. There will be a one-on-one convo with Craven about the founding of BevNet and what he's
and
seen
some
over
other
the
stuff.
years.
I think not all that, not just talking
Yeah.
about BevNet.
Yeah, he will also be talking about the evolution of food and beverage and kind of what he's seen over the last 20 plus years.
Who's going to be doing the interview or conducting the interview?
Apparently, Adam
Adam
Hurdle.
Hurdle.
Maybe you've heard of him?
Chill dude Adam Hurdle.
Hurdle.
Adam
Yes.
Hurdle of Rudy's Bakery, makers of organic, gluten-free breads, as well as some really delicious breakfast sandwiches. And what do they call the peanut butter and jelly?
Sammys.
They call them a Sammys. That's
Yes.
what I thought. I didn't want to get that wrong.
And he's also
Sammys.
Naturally San Diego board member.
And probably the chillest dude in the industry.
He's an unofficial member of BevNet. I mean, not an employee. And if there's a BevNet community, he's an unofficial member of the BevNet team.
But it's going to be good. I'm
Like Kartik.
Yes, exactly.
very excited to get out there to San Diego. Awesome community out there. So gonna go home, print out my MapQuest directions.
Yeah.
Just trying to say something Ray can relate to. So
Well, I got to say, and no disrespect to the other Naturally chapters, but Naturally San Diego's chapter is a kick-ass organization. My goodness, they really bring it every time they get together.
chill peeps.
You can read all about them if you search for them on Alta Vista, right?
It just,
look them up in the yellow pages.
I was having such a good day. I was so excited. I was a 9 out of 10 on my intro, and now look, I just get kicked around.
Right, bring it back up. Come on, you're still a 9.
Okay.
We're going on a boat.
Okay. Well, I'm excited about some
love you,
news
Ray.
that
We love you.
dropped
We know
earlier
that.
today. Thank you. Athletic Brewing Company has closed on a $50 million equity financing round led by private equity firm General Atlantic. The round was closed at a valuation, or was raised at a valuation of $800 million, according to the Wall Street Journal. Lots more details about this story on brewbound.com. They're going to be using some of this money to build out their second San Diego-based production facility and expand international sales of its non-alcoholic beer, according to brewbound.com. All this money that Athletic Brewing Company has raised total is about $225 million, according to Brewbound. I'm actually a little surprised given their growth and how aware people are of the brand and how excited people are about the brand that Athletic hasn't been sold or acquired yet. John Craven, where do you stand on that?
Well, I suppose there's always a chance that they could have been sold, but I mean, it still just feels really early for the brand at the same time. So I think if, it's always tough for any brand to figure out when the right time is. How much further can they take it on their own? And clearly, I think, reading what they're doing with the capital, it's pretty clear that they feel very bullish that there's more room to run, continuing on their own path. So really excited for them, awesome people, awesome product. Love that it's something that was, I guess, white space of sorts that, as we've talked about before, was almost dismissed as like not a thing, and now it clearly is a thing. So, kudos to them for being the ones out there blazing that trail. And, plenty of other companies following suit and trying to follow in their footsteps now. So, awesome stuff.
It's pretty cool to see him put up a Dr. Evil number, $800 million.
That's the valuation. And according to the Wall Street Journal, this round was closed at that $800 million valuation, which doubled the value, or is around that was at double the value of the last round of their financing.
It's cool to see, as you alluded to before, people really picking up on Athletic. I remember having conversations last summer about Athletic Brewing and people knowing what it was, but this summer, as I've been having conversations, not only do they know what it is, they've tried it, they want it, and it's on a lot of the menus at places that I've been going. So it's been really good to see this level of expansion. And I think with just the demand for it and them being, I think you could call them an anchor of the non-alc beer category.
Or the anchor?
Or the anchor, sure. The anchor for the non-alc beer category. There's a lot of room for growth. So sure, they could have been acquired at this point and probably have had offers, but you've got to just believe that Bill Shufelt sees a path to something much bigger, grander, and perhaps just wants to continue to run the business.
I mean, they also started in 2017, so it's interesting when a company kind of blows up that fast too. I'm sure they've still got some energy left in the tank to keep going longer. So
I mean, and one of the interesting things about them is the product is, they haven't really gone crazy in terms of SKUs. They've tried a few different, varieties. You've seen them, sort of dip their toe into sour, and they've got a couple of IPAs and golden and things like that. And yes, they've got their line of hoppy waters as well, but they haven't gone too crazy in terms of innovation. It's been mostly like, let's find ways to produce, and let's find ways to distribute, and let's find ways to get it into the hands of everyone.
Did you read the story, Mike? Because that's exactly what Bill said. He said, we don't feel ourselves being tempted to stretch for innovation to replace things that are working. Something to be said about that.
Either I know business or I read the story. I mean, Bill's always been that way, though. The minute that he walked into BevNet Live and was asking a lot of questions about how to run the business, and he's just, he just always seemed to be very much a pragmatic business person who had a great idea, knew it was a great idea, and it takes in all the info and just does the right things with it.
To your point, Mike, they are everywhere. They're on every menu. They're on every online, retailer. They're in every store. So they don't need to innovate as much because they have their core products that everyone knows. And I think that people are comfortable with those, and they're direct, one-to-ones as far as, an IPA or like a light beer. So people have something that they're very comfortable with that hits, the mainstream beer market.
And I think the next sort of part of this is velocity. I mean, the product is widely available, and it's not to say their velocity is bad for, this new turf that they're creating, but I think there's still a lot of room for that to continue to grow. And, for people to just give it a try who aren't even necessarily not drinking, right?
More faces in more places gives more people the opportunity to do that too.
I thought you were about to do a Verizon commercial there for a sec, but well, very exciting stuff for Athletic. Congratulations to Bill, John, and the team. Bill revealed a bit about Athletic's potential future in an episode of Taste Radio. I sat down with Bill and John Walker, who is the co-founder of Athletic, last fall, and you can hear that episode. It's titled How Athletic Brewing is Building a Brand While Leading a Revolution. If you haven't listened to it, please do.
Aside from non-alcoholic beer, there's another space that we should talk about for a second.
What space is that, Mike?
Immunity.
Immunity is a great space to talk about. I love talking about immunity.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Immunity, and we're not talking about like Sonic the Hedgehog immunity, like where you're playing the cartoon, you jump on that little box.
Like a cheat code?
And it's what is that little box that has like the stars?
Right.
You know, that's
You get that star. and
I'm
you're-
talking. That's limited immunity. That lasts
Right.
for like 20 seconds. I'm talking about long-term healthy immunity, keeping yourself in shape and your body just in a better place. And if you do that consistently, I think you're going to benefit from that.
I think so too. And you know what else you could benefit from in your beverage?
What's that?
Having Amuse in your beverage.
Amuse, definitely. Amuse is the presenting sponsor of this episode of Taste Radio. And as you mentioned, Mike, now more than ever, consumers are looking for ways to boost their immune systems. And Amuse gives them that edge. Amuse is a dietary and food ingredient clinically shown to stimulate immune function at the cellular level. Incorporate Amuse into your innovation strategy and help your consumers optimize their health throughout the year. Learn more at imusehealth.com. That's IMMUSE health.com. Did you know that Dumpster is a brand?
Really?
Yes.
Of what, dumpsters?
Yes. Dumpster is a brand. So if you
Dumpster brand
Like
dumpsters?
Kleenex?
yes, yeah,
Oh.
like, exactly like Kleenex, like Kleenex, like Thermos, like Band-Aid,
Wow.
like Scotch tape. So if you ever read a newspaper that actually mentions the word dumpster, it's capitalized.
Suspect.
No, it's not suspect. It's true.
This feels like you're just trying to get me to Google this, and it's
Yeah,
like,
I'm gonna definitely googling this.
No, it's like Q-tip. Q-tip is obviously another one of those brand names that's misused as generic.
all right.
It's been a while since we did a buy or sell. I feel like it's time to do a buy or sell. I feel like we need a jingle for buy or sell, something like that.
It's like Price is Right.
Exactly.
John will roll one up on AI.
All right. Let's be clear on what this is. Okay. So if you don't think you buy into this topic,
You're selling.
You're selling, right? If you are buying into the topic, you're buying. Okay. So it's very clear here.
We've had confusion in the past.
There's no confusion anymore. Okay. All right. This first buy or sell, this first topic, was inspired by Jacqui telling us that she shops at Walmart.com on a relatively frequent basis. Okay. So, Jacqui, buy or sell. Buying groceries online is preferable to buying groceries in store.
I would buy. I would say that an increasing percentage of people are buying groceries online. It's just way easier for people that are busy. And I feel like there's like I feel like everyone's busy these days and they keep themselves busy. So they want to just go through their app and click on some things and get it delivered. And then some platforms are just making it, incredibly easy that you can't really say no to that. Like Walmart Plus, you can get it to your doorstep in an hour.
And you're going to have 3 out of 8 bruised peaches. Sell.
Mike was shaking his
Oh my
head the
God,
entire
Jacqui.
time Jacqui was speaking.
But it's not just Walmart. You have Thrive Market. You could just pick up the groceries and just order them previously. There's lots of options now.
All right, Mike. State your piece here.
No, I agree with Jacqui. I just think it's kind of, it's hard for me to trust others to my produce. So I'll still go to the grocery store to buy my produce, but I don't want to go.
You don't want to go.
I don't want to go as much as I used to.
Okay.
I mean, we could go back to the old days of there being like a produce shop and a butcher shop. So like the things you need to pick out, but no one could tell me that they need to go actually pick out their packaged goods. Like, are you examining
The expiration date.
John doesn't care about that.
Yeah,
box
but I
of
mean
Crunch
that
Berries.
could be better managed if people didn't go into stores, and then the store could just manage inventory like normally, because there isn't that guy like you that's going to go in and just reach, knock the shelf down and get the one off the back.
Have you gone shopping with me? Because you just nailed exactly what
I picture that and you being the guy who like goes up to the deli counter and you're like, can I just try a slice of that prosciutto? It's just really thinly
Oh
sliced.
my goodness. No.
And then the salami and the roast beef.
No.
And then the guy's like, all right, cool. Like, what do you want to buy? And you're like, nothing. See ya.
But I think like to that point though,
You're like, I see a wine tasting in aisle 2. So
I think to that point though, like you can get your staples with online grocery and like ordering, and then you can have maybe a specialty store where you want to like peruse and try some things and find some new products. So I feel like that might be more of an opportunity for in-store shopping.
that's kind of what I'm saying.
So for me, I think it's preferable to shop in store still. And I say that
because of the buffet.
No, I say that because I've done online shopping and I continue to do online shopping. I probably online shop 20% of the time and go into grocery stores 80% of the time. But inevitably, there's always a problem. With that 20%, there's like at least one thing that's off, whether it be, I don't know, some salmon I ordered or to Mike's points, some bruised fruit. And I'm just like, you know what? If I just plan my day better and, I don't know, come back from the office and made my way to Trader Joe's, which is on the way home from the office, I could have just done this a little bit easier.
I think there's just a level of expectation and like risk reward. Like, I'm willing to have a bruised peach if I have the convenience of getting my groceries delivered. You know?
Okay, fair enough.
Bruised fruit would be a good name for our band, Jacqui.
I like that.
Okay, so I think we're 3 out of 4 buy and 1 out of 4 sell here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, I think right now for me, it's preferable for me to go in stores. I'm just saying.
That's fair. Personal preference.
Yes, exactly. All right, buy or sell, John Craven, fish sticks.
Is that a real question?
Yes, it's a real question.
Like what with no context?
Yeah, just fish sticks.
I don't consume fish sticks.
Okay, so you're a sell guy.
Sure.
Your kids eat fish sticks?
No.
Why not?
Well, one's a vegetarian, and because I don't have fish sticks, I can't eat them.
Well, would you buy them at any given point?
No.
But why?
Why would you buy fish sticks?
I don't know, because they're healthier than a hot dog.
What do you think John Craven's refrigerator is full of?
Well, no, I'm thinking he's like, he's presenting this, eating hot dogs and fish sticks. I just don't believe you're consuming that stuff at your house.
I feel like some people would compare a fish stick to a hot dog.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, what, on a kid's menu, a lot of kids' menus, they have
fish fingers.
Yeah, fish fingers, grilled cheese, hot dog, chicken tenders, a bowl of like plain pasta for the kids who can't stand anything but plain pasta. It's true.
Why are we talking about fish sticks, though?
Because I think it's one of those things.
What happened in your life that we're talking about fish sticks?
Well, here's okay. Let me put all our cards on the table here. I think fish sticks are, or if there's a category of fish sticks, it's something where there's some white space there. It could be improved upon.
Ultra processed fish.
There's a whole bunch of fish stick brands and products out there that, as we know, are just, I'm going to call it what it is, just crap. And so I think one of the reasons people don't eat fish sticks and don't even look for fish sticks anymore is because they know it's just still the same crap that they've been eating for 50 years.
Why don't we call it fish sausage?
No. All right.
Just throwing out ideas.
Okay,
here
but Jacqui,
for a product I don't understand.
Are you a fish sticks person? Do you like them? Do you hate them?
I don't really eat them anymore. I grew up eating like Gorton's, fish sticks. I feel like it's more of like a kid's food, and adults don't really look at fish sticks as something that, is quality or that they want to ingest. It was also interesting. I was looking up like the history of the fish stick. And it actually,
yes,
it actually picked up steam during World War II because they had these like frozen fish blocks, and all of like the meat was going overseas to the soldiers. So they were like, this is our chance to sell seafood. And then they started chopping blocks of frozen fish and then phrased it as innovation. So, during that time, that was innovative.
Man, I bet the fish sticks were so much better back then. So much better because it was just fish. Now they add all kinds of stuff. It's,
Yeah, and you probably deep fried them.
There's probably like imitation fish in there somehow. Anyway, Mike's just been sitting there.
Mike's like, I'm so confused.
Mike's like, why?
I'm just going to sell the question. I'll sell the fish sticks and buy something I love, like People hot sauce or La Vie blue vanilla frosting.
Some fish wife, a bucket of ceviche, a poke bowl, anything. Literally.
Paro, chai box, Cola's goodies.
All right. Okay, I get it. I'm sure that I've triggered some folks listening.
I'm very triggered.
UN Coffee Supply.
Talking about, there you go. By talking about fish sticks. All right. If you have a burning opinion on this subject, just email us at ask@tasteradio.com.
If someone out there makes fish sticks,
yeah, maybe they have a better for
I'd
you
love
fish
to
stick.
sample them.
I would
you go. Now that's a good
I'm
point
thinking
there.
you're talking about Gorton's or something, which they make chicken nuggets too. So
I just want a better fish stick out there.
I did some tech work for Gorton's at one point too, so I'm kind of over fish sticks.
What kind of tech work could you possibly be
I
doing?
have some software for them.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Inventory management, baby.
Slinging fish sticks.
Sounds like you had a really fun job.
Yeah. Optimize the fish
Just
stick.
like now. Oh.
Oh.
All right, last buy or sell. Kombucha will make a comeback. As we know, kombucha sales have plateaued. In some cases, they're declining. I feel like brands that we used to see every day are not being seen every day. I feel like this kombucha space in stores is shrinking in favor of other kinds of beverages like better-for-you sodas and other kinds of functional beverages. But Mike, as a resident kombucha geek, is that a fair
I'll take it.
description?
Yeah,
Okay,
I love
resident kombucha geek.
I had elderberry juniper over the weekend. Yeah.
Okay,
It's good stuff.
do you see kombucha sales rising? Do you see demand? Do you see interest rising?
I think there's a problem right now, which is that, as you've said, space is shrinking, and I think it's because of when prices went up, kombucha's price really went up, and now you're seeing like $4 kombucha, and I think people liked the $2.99 to $3.50 price range, and this $4, $5 thing is really going to hurt kombucha. Yeah, and you're just not seeing as much variety in the in the growlers and stuff, and I think people do like the variety.
Okay, so you're thinking that.
I don't see a comeback coming anytime soon.
So you're selling on a comeback.
Selling on the comeback. Yeah.
Okay, and because it's the price, the prices in particular.
I think people will still keep drinking it. I just don't see it as growing.
Okay. John, you want to weigh in here?
Sure, why not? That's what we're here for, right?
I'm on the show right
Hot
now.
takes on something here. I think it's complicated. I think there will be a comeback for it because, look, I mean, it is like a product that's been around a long time, and there's clearly some level of interest out there for it. But I think a couple of things kind of converged at the same time that weren't great for this category. And, one of them was definitely the emergence of this kind of, better for you, modern carbonated soft drink. And I think, that kind of also combined with just COVID and changes in the fundraising environment, I think made some of the kombucha companies try to shift their product towards that, which I think made the ultimate kind of core kombucha consumer and the actual kombucha product kind of not as good as it used to be. So I don't know, I can't, on the other hand, blame companies for going after that. The category had kind of plateaued, and it wasn't really clear what the next thing was that was going to push it forward. And, I don't know, I guess it seems like one of those things where, there's like the timing is everything for like people starting, but sometimes timing is everything for companies trying to continue to, grow.
Did kombucha miss the boat by not positioning itself as the better for you soda?
They did that.
Some of
Well,
them
they did.
They
They
tried,
did.
but not the way Olipop.
They did, but
Poppy and others.
100%.
And then they came in with the Booch Pops and stuff, and it was maybe too late.
Here's the thing, how I would explain that.
Okay.
We a lot of times talk about, innovation and sort of like, giving a consumer something that's not like radical innovation, right? Like it's got to be somewhat close to things that we already consume. And in the case of kombucha, at the time of, kombucha really taking off, it seemed like an almost like incremental innovation on soda. But the reality was that there was a gap there, and other products went in that gap and, basically reduced even, the friction further. So
The friction of production.
well, just the friction for the consumer.
Okay, so education, production.
So
all
if
the
you're like
things.
Diet Coke drinker, or you're someone drinking like sugary CSDs and you want something that's better, good for you, it's way easier to just go buy like an Olipop or a Poppy or whatever than it is to become a kombucha
or
fan.
Perfy or Dr. Spade.
Any of those,
Yeah.
And I think it is still out there. It's kind of gotten pushed a little further down in terms of like the innovation scale. So give it time.
Okay.
Jacqui?
Yeah, I would agree with both of them. I would sell on the comeback. I think there's just so many new players in gut health in general. And I feel like kombucha was at the beginning of consumers understanding gut health. And now like everyone is looking for that function, but there's so many more options and different types of products. That's not necessarily kombucha.
Is that true, or are we moving away from gut health? Because, with like the Poppies of the world who have been, sued about their gut health claims going, we didn't really need that in the first place. And consumers going, yeah, we don't care about that anyway.
Well, look, I want to also clarify here that this is not for anyone listening who has a kombucha business.
Right.
Kombucha is not a bad business. Like, ultimately, what we're talking about is the overall market going from whatever it is, a couple $100 million to billions. And I think not quite yet. So, I mean, I think that's just for brands that are out there, and have a regional brand or, a good sort of handle on this category. Great. Just keep doing what you're doing. It's more of a cautionary, like, now is probably not the time to put your foot on the gas and like really try to blow it up.
Yeah,
Unless you're in my neighborhood or my refrigerator.
Well, I think the category needs strategic investment. I think it needs strategic interest. And it's clear that strategics aren't interested in this space as much as they used to be.
Well, I mean, those things don't move consumer demand and education, though.
I think with strategic money and distribution muscle, it might make a difference.
I mean, that's kind of what we tried, though,
Right. I know.
So
that's exactly.
I think there is kind of a almost shift in consumer taste that at some point, it's ever evolving. It just has to get there on its own or, through some other catalyst. And I think, trying it behind gut health, like it only got it so far. So what's the next thing,
Well, I think strategics also pull the plug on these things quicker than they probably should have. I mean, if you look at KeVita and Pepsi, right? I mean, KeVita's kombucha. Does KeVita even sell kombucha anymore? Or I don't.
Barely kombucha.
Well, no, they had a kombucha, and then I think they got rid of it.
Even that kombucha was barely
Yeah.
kombucha.
Health Aid, obviously. Coke divested from Health Aid. Pete's with Revive. Revive doesn't even make a kombucha. Are they even around anymore? No, they just completely killed it. It remains to be seen what happens with Hum. I mean, I love that brand. I really hope that brand stays in the market, but it's clear they're trying to expand their portfolio to other beverage categories as well. And so I think it just seems like strategics aren't willing to be patient with the category, maybe as much as they could be.
Again, I think there's just too much noise out there right now. The cost of doing that went up drastically.
Sure.
Like in the world pre Olipop and Poppy, I think there was more room for a consumer to receive that. And now there's extreme noise. So
Right.
I don't think it's the right time for that.
And then there's the whole idea of, do we go and play in that space? Like, do we take this kombucha and do we morph it into something else that can play in that space? I mean, you're seeing that with like Jacqui, for instance, with their Tepache, which is again phenomenal. I love that product.
But recently repositioned as
New Mexican soda.
the New Mexican soda.
The New Mexican soda. And for soda lovers, that's like really good news because soda geeks know that Mexican Coke, the Mexican Coke is better. That's the best. So if you have a new, better for you Mexican soda, that's a good message that I'd like to see them test. Now they're going to have to test it in mass. That's the problem. So that requires a lot of money, again against a lot of other noise. But if better for you soda is the thing and they've got a better for you soda and it's better for you Mexican soda, that's not that much harder to understand. Worth testing. I think it's a good positioning.
Well, I'll still buy kombucha.
Me too.
I'll still buy it too.
Yeah, no, I still buy kombucha
No, I still love kombucha.
relatively regular basis. And at Trader Joe's, I think the GTs is still $2.99 a bottle.
Oh,
I'm
excellent.
pretty sure. Yeah.
I guess I'll have to go back to Trader
stock
Joe's.
up.
Yes. And ironically, do you remember when there was that rumor that Anheuser-Busch was going to buy GTs for $1 billion?
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Remember that? Yeah.
Oh, Dr. Evil number.
I imagine that AB, and no disrespect to AB, it probably wouldn't have worked out very well.
You never know.
Yeah, you never know. All right. Good conversation. I've been sipping on this product that I hadn't seen until I saw it in the cooler. Santa Fe Sparkling Water. I guess that's the name of the brand, Santa Fe Sparkling Water. This is made with real fruit juice. This is their lemon citrus variety. It has 0 calories per can, 0 grams of sugar. It's non-GMO. This tastes delicious. It contains 2% juice, but still somehow 0 calories and 0 sugar.
Spindrifty?
Phenomenal product, actually. Phenomenal. I love this.
Who makes said stuff?
I don't know. I should have known. Who do you think makes this?
I'm going to go with Arizona iced tea.
Arizona Beverage Company makes this stuff.
I was going to say, you're shilling an Arizona product. I love it.
Well, what's wrong with that? I mean,
No,
it's
there's nothing
fine.
wrong with it.
No.
I saw this product. I don't think I've actually tried it yet, but, I saw it on social media, and I think it's pretty clever what they did because, it's like when you look at it, it doesn't scream Arizona.
Right.
There's no 99 cent, no giant can, but once you know it, you're like, the color palette's staring me right in the face.
I mean, it is next door to Santa Fe. It's
The
in
irony is
in New
that
Mexico.
It's in New Mexico, not in
That's
Arizona.
pretty cool, actually.
Yeah.
I like that.
No, but this now I know sometimes brands round down when they can, so there might actually be a little bit of calorie. It's like maybe 1 calorie, maybe 1 gram of sugar in this. You can round down a little bit.
that's the FDA's.
Yes, I know.
Yes.
But this tastes amazing. Really well done, Arizona.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Juice always equals calories. At least one.
Yeah. Last 2 weeks ago, John, you talked about straightaway cocktails, breakfast martini
Yes.
on the show.
Had some for breakfast.
And I have in my hand
Obviously.
a breakfast beer, Hoplark,
Ooh.
a maker of hop-infused beverages, has unveiled their latest limited edition product. This one's called the Breakfast Beer One.
A little bacon and eggs in there?
Is
or
it
what?
a
What are we?
michelada? Like,
And so here's the thing with that, Ray.
Hold on. Let me explain what's
Okay.
in here. Again, the ingredients are carbonated water, white tea, Allura hops, and citric acid. It contains caffeine. The tasting notes, there you go. The tasting notes are peachy, melony, floral. Hoppiness level is apparently quite hoppy. Yeah.
okay.
Have you had this yet?
I have not.
No? Anyone?
I'll try
No?
some.
There
You want
go.
me to try some? I
There you
always
go.
love a good hop lark.
I have another beverage that should be drank in the morning. Parch-ed Sunrise Super Tonic.
Yes.
So, yeah, this is delicious. And it's cool to see them do something a little bit different because I know that they're mainly like non-alc cocktails, but this is a non-alcoholic tea elixir and it has 50 milligrams of caffeine, so low caffeine. And then it also has reishi mushroom, lemon balm, has some additional adaptogens. And it's cool because you can either drink it chilled or you can pour it out and warm it up. And it's really, really delicious.
So Parch trying to expand into multiple use occasions. I might be a tad soon for that.
Yeah, I got a sneak peek of that product at Expo West. Rodolfo is one of the co-founders of Parch, showed it to me, and I immediately sent a Slack to Jacqui because I felt like Jacqui would totally be about this, and here we go in
Here we
July,
are. I am
sipping
all
on
about
it at 9 in the morning in San
Yes.
Diego, or actually 8:45. So, yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, it might be. You're right, Mike. It might be a little too soon, but I think they're just testing the waters and seeing how it goes.
I mean, the liquid's great. Jacqui can attest to that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's delicious. And it also has like orange juice and some turmeric. So it gives it like a little bit in between like an orange juice drink and a turmeric tea. So,
Oh, is it a mimosa? Is it a non-alc mimosa?
I mean, there you go. They don't position it as that, but it could be.
Maybe they should.
Maybe they should. Mike, you got some hot sauce by your side. Not just any hot sauce, though.
I've got truff buffalo sauce that I call truffalo. I think everybody else is too at this point, but I mean, that was inevitable.
Truff. I mean, they just kill it. Every time they introduce a new product, it's just so on point. And I remember when what was it that they sent us? Was it the mayo?
Sure.
Yeah.
No,
There was the spicy mayo.
no, but there was something. Remember we did
The peanut butter.
We did it. We
The
did
fake peanut butter.
We did. Right. There was a peanut butter.
The
That's
fake
what it
peanut
was.
butter.
Yes. We did a Twitter Spaces with the founders of Truff about 3 years ago.
Clubhouse.
Yeah. Or was it
Oh,
Clubhouse?
It was,
Clubhouse.
no, it was a Twitter Spaces.
Either way, it
I
was
think.
beat.
Yeah.
Or was it a club?
I
was
think it might have been
Clubhouse.
Clubhouse. I think it was
Technology
Clubhouse.
was beat,
Clubhouse.
but the interview was not.
No, it wasn't. and we chatted about maybe doing a spicy peanut butter or truffle infused peanut butter. And 2 days later, they sent us one, and
unfortunately, it was just Jif. But I made
that. But that never made it.
But I made it though after. So I made the
Okay.
spicy peanut butter with truff, and it's a good idea.
All right. Can you bring that on the boat? The truff buffalo
You bet.
sauce.
I'll
Okay,
bring
cool.
it. Sure, why not?
Do you have anything to
BYO
eat
truff?
it with?
Yeah, what are we eating? That's gonna...
I think they have like chicken
Just taking
tenders.
shots?
Oh yeah, this
They
would
have
be
chicken
great.
tenders and tots.
Do
Yeah.
we have fish sticks on our boat cruise?
I God only hopes.
Wait, we could catch some in the
Yeah, you go
harbor.
fishing.
We could catch some fish sticks. Yes, good idea, John.
All right.
In the harbor.
Aren't they made with scrod?
Scrod. They're probably made with pollock or just like they're probably made. It's probably made with guppies or something.
Tangent. There was this kid in my high
Chum.
school who was named Rod, and poor kid would always get mercilessly ridiculed for his name. I don't know why, but people would always be like, Scrod, Scrod. And I'm not sure why they did that, but
There's no other way to.
I hope he's not listening and you're triggering something.
Seriously, Jesus, man.